Now in this video we're going to continue with our photo holder, this time focusing on the central part which is done on the lathe. We're going to be using the planes, accurate measurements, measuring angles and using the revolve tool in this video. Okay, so in our previous video we had a go at creating our base for this. So this is going to be our video on how to create this central part. So by the end we should end up with something that looks a little bit like this. So I'm going to go and close this. And I'm going to open up a new part. So if you've got SolidWorks already open, you can click on the paper at the top here, and if you click new and then part, if you've opened up SolidWorks brand new, starting afresh, then you should see this window anyway. So click part, click OK. Previously I mentioned about the different planes. This time we're going to select the front plane and we're going to select sketch, so we're going to draw on this front plane here. Our first thing that we need to do is we need to have a line in the middle. Because we're going to revolve this, we're going to be drawing a line, and we need to tick the one that says full construction. You want to put that in the middle. I tend to line it up with the arrows, the origin point here in the middle. Draw one line. If the line follows, push escape to get rid of it. So we should have one straight line here. What I'm going to do is dimension that line, because we're going to limit the size of that to 50 millimeters, as that is the kind of maximum size of our aluminium once we've turned it down. Starts off about 52 millimeters, but once we've turned it down a little bit, we'll end up closer to 50. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the bottom here. I'm going to draw one line coming out straight, and again it wants to lock onto that straight line. Click once, press escape. This time, smart dimension like we've done in the previous videos. We're going to smart dimension this one to 10 millimeters. So that's 10 millimeters there. That is basically the half of what this is going to be revolved. The reason for that is because when this is revolved, we're actually going to end up with it being double that. So really it's going to be 20 millimeters in diameter, but we'll set it for 10 because of it being half. Then what we'll do, I'm going to draw a line going up, escape again. This one is going to be 10 millimeters, so 10 millimeters. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a line coming out of the side here. Now this one's going to be a bit of a strange one because it has to be, because we're actually turning down. We're actually kind of filleting or chamfering the edge here. The reason for that is our chamfer is actually going to be a straight line going down, and it's at a bit of a strange angle. It's 95 degrees, and we'll look at that. But this measurement here needs to be our 5.10, and then green tick that. We're now going to draw a line at the top here. We're going to draw a line that comes out straight, and this time, dimension, this line is going to be 12.5 millimeters, and green tick. We're then going to draw a line, but we're not going to connect this to anything, so we're just going to draw a line. We can draw it straight down, and then escape. I'm going to zoom in so I can show you this one in a bit more detail. So smart dimension. This time you're going to click the line that's gone straight down and move your mouse up and click that line at the top. What this will then do is give you a kind of angle. It will give us the angle of that there. Now what we want to do is we want to change this to be our 90 degrees. I am going to have to change that though. Don't draw the line straight down. Draw the line at a slight angle. The reason it did that is because it's locked onto the origin point, as in that sort of straight line that went down. It's kind of locked on, so it means that it won't want to move from that straight point. So if it has done that, delete it and then draw the line at a bit of an angle. What I'm then going to do is do like what I said, line, and then change that to 95 and green tick. What this will do is give us our 90 degree chamfer. We're then going to go back down to our point here. We're going to draw a line up that is going to be 10 millimeters. So 10 millimeters up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drag this line down. If it's kind of moving around a lot like this, the reason for it is because it's moving left and right. So the idea is to move it right, and it should lock onto our line there. So you can see it's locked on there. It's all basically defined because it's almost over defined, as it were, because it is a correct measurement. It's actually saying that this should be 94.99. Part of the reason for that is because this line here is completely accurately joined together, as it were, so it thinks that that should be a different angle. So if I change that, we can delete that, add the line there, and I will add my sort of radial here. And it's going to come out as 94.99, which is fine, but that's given us our accurate point across here. What we're now going to do is we're going to revolve this. So once you've got your measurements like so our 12.5, 10, 5.12, 10 and 10, we should then end up with all of our points being nice and accurate. What I'm then going to do is go to features, and I'm going to click on the one that says revolve boss base. It will come up saying, do you want to basically fill in the sketch? Just push yes, and it will automatically close up the sketch, and then it allows us to revolve, and it's revolving around that middle line there. If I then push the green tick, you can see that we've got our final creation there, our final bit. The final bit is to sketch on the top. Again, you can sketch on any plane or flat surface. So click sketch, spacebar, normal 2. What I want to do is find the center. It should be the origin point because we draw our line down the middle of the origin point. Drag that out, and with our circle we're then going to make this 3.2. So 3.2, and then we're going to do features, extrude cut, and we're going to take away our measurements from here. We'll take that in about 10 millimeters, and then green tick. So that is for our wire there, and then we've got our final design on there. So go off, have a go, and again, if you're struggling, come back to this video and have a look because you might have missed something. And just make sure that you have saved your work as well.